What's up, tits and giggles? Today I want to talk about boss bitches and the men who hate them. And when I say boss bitches, I mean women who are getting their paper, being successful in life, doing it for themselves. And I wanted to talk about this topic because we still live in a society where we still have a gender pay gap. Women are still making 93 cents to the dollar of men. I did talk to my husband about this as well. We are in a relationship where I earn a little bit more than him, but he hasn't been intimidated by it. But I have been in relationships with men who have told me that if I took a certain promotion that they wouldn't want to be with me anymore because it would hurt their ego. And even from my younger years, where when I wanted to go off to the military, I had a man tell me he was going to break up with me for pursuing my dreams. And I say to women, don't ever stop doing, women and men, but this is for my ladies always, don't ever be with a man that is telling you what he won't do, from how you eat, how you dress, how your hair. I mean, I get it. We want our opinions from our man. Like, does this outfit looks nice? Does this hairstyle? But when you get into the fact of men trying to control how you dress, how your hair is, your weight, blah, 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 blah. Obviously life happens. I do keep myself up for my spouse. I try to stay in shape and attractive, but I do it more for me. My husband would love me regardless. Obviously, like if I was in an accident or something, his ass better stay with me if I get 400 pounds. But, he says he will. We'll see. But I was just scrolling through social media, and this lady, she has this dating site. And this guy literally called in and he literally told her that, like, because she had bought herself a Bentley and all these things for herself, that it wasn't as good because a man didn't buy it. And it just told him that she couldn't lock down a man that could buy those things for her. And I'm just like, in 2022, men are still intimidated by having a woman that buys things for themselves and all this stuff. And it's like, women, of course, I won't say all women, but who wouldn't want people to buy them a Bentley, a mansion, a house, all this stuff? Also in that same spectrum, when it comes to that man is either in the cartel or he's super busy, buying you all these things. But just why, when you see a successful woman doing for herself, it automatically becomes like, oh, she thinks she's all that, or oh, she would never mess with a regular scrub. Some women that are successful, they're just hard workers. Don't get me wrong, there are some women that is about getting their paper and they don't want to deal with no broke dude. To each his own. But there are women that are successful that would date a regular guy that was just making regular money. But I feel like some men still want to keep their thumb on women. It's like, well, even there's been situations where the woman was doing better in the relationship and the man would say like, oh, you doing this without me, you're going ahead of me. It's like, why are our relationships such competition? Is it social media? Is it the media? What is it? Is it just the internal male-female struggle? Like, why is it still like this? I just wonder what you guys think. Do you have to deal with this? It's annoying. It's dumb. I don't know why we still live in society where a man can be successful and he could be doing well and people are like, oh, he's got his stuff together. But if you see a woman like that, it's like, oh, she must be a bitch, or she would never date me, or I got to put her down in some kind of way. I got to let her know, like, you bought that for yourself, but it would have been better if you let a man get that for you. And don't get me wrong. I love my husband. I love when he takes care of me, does stuff for me, but I do the same things for him. Like, I will give him the same, like that. We have that equal balance. I don't know why in this day and age men still want to control how we have our babies, how we dress, what we eat, what we learn, where we work, how much we make. I mean, the list goes on. I was talking to my husband about this, and he was saying that men get intimidated, or men this and that, and all this. And I was telling him, don't you think that's toxic masculinity? Which he hates that phrase, but it is. It is toxic masculinity. This is men are like, they are projecting their insecurities onto us. It's unfair and it's not right. And I just wish that society would be more welcoming to the successful woman. And, unfortunately, there are women that have used their looks and their sexiness or whatever to get things. Don't get me wrong, though. There are men that will break their necks trying to give you stuff. I use the same example of when I was in the military. I had a lot of dudes doing stuff for me just because I was a woman. And they're like, oh, let me get that for you. Let me do that for you. And it worked to my advantage. I mean, I kind of regret it because I still don't know how to change a tire. But I didn't have to do those laborious activities because I was a woman. I mean, there are perks to being a woman, but on the same token, like, I think most women just to have the respect, and if you took that job, to change that tire, which that was a part of my job detail, I could have did it. It's just I wasn't gonna break my neck doing it. There are perks to being a woman. There are perks, obviously, to being a man. But when you see a woman finally, like, we're finally seeing, and it's still a gender pay gap, let's be clear. But if we're finally seeing women be more entrepreneurs, be successful, why does society like to frown upon it? And you can look at the list of billionaires. There's clearly still not a lot of women on that list. So society, is it the media trying to fool these men into making them insecure? Like, what is it? And if a woman is to go after a successful man, is she considered a gold digger? Should she be under his feet because he makes so much? Why does society frown on the successful woman versus the successful man? Like, dudes are constantly like, oh man, you got it, you're successful. Women, it's like, I bet she got that because she's sexy, or oh, she probably doesn't even date regular dudes, or she's probably miserable because she works all the time and there's no love in her life. Like, why do we have to have these labels attached to us? Why do we have to be looked down upon because we want to be successful, we want to provide for our families, or just be successful for ourselves? I happen to be like a stockpiler, and I like to have rainy day funds. I like to go on vacation. I like to have children, so I want to have things for them in case they need it one day. Like, I'm just that. My money does not define me. Nobody's material items should define you, because if you lose it all, you should still be able to figure it out. The moral of this whole podcast and rant, and I wanted to bring my husband on here, but unfortunately audio did not, and we'll probably revisit this topic again. But he had his biggest thing was that men get intimidated by a successful woman, or they think that successful woman would never give a regular guy a chance. And I challenge the men to see, if you see a successful woman, don't think she got it just from laying on her back or being cute and that. And then two, get the balls and ask her out. She might go out with a regular guy. She might not. It's just the game we play when we date or get married or get to know each other. Moral of the story, don't judge a book by its cover. Women are bosses too. It's 2022. Women are bosses too. We're educated. We're business owners. We have stuff. And it's okay. But we still want love. We still want to be, all the above. What do you guys think? What's your opinions on it? Let me know. Tits and Giggles is signing off. one boss bitch to upcoming boss bitches or boss bitches around, unite and don't take no shit. Good night.